Today I would like to show you what vintage clothing I have in my wardrobe and give you some tips on how to choose and wear vintage without looking dated. When I choose vintage clothing for my wardrobe, I usually apply the same rules as for any new clothing I consider buying. So anything I add should fit me well, should be in the best possible condition, should make me happy, and of course it should match well in style and color with the rest of my clothes. In general, it is considered that vintage fashion is anything that was produced at least 20 years ago. So basically the 90s fashion is already vintage. Although I've noticed that I am more attracted to the clothes from the 50s to 80s. And for me, buying vintage is a possibility to find unique looking designs or well-tailored items. For example, I'm not a big fan of pencil skirts, but this vintage one fits so well without constraining my movements. I can easily walk, sit and even bike in it. As you can see, it also comes in excellent condition. All stitches are in place, there are no visible signs of wear. One more thing that I look for when choosing vintage is the lining. Besides covering the stitches, the lining protects the main fabric from stretching and thinning, which extends the garment's life. Another tailored item I have is this pair of high-waisted trousers from Yves Saint Laurent. They also fit very well, and I think they go great with light knitwear in autumn. More often than not, I prefer combining my vintage items with a modern piece. When you combine too many vintage elements in one outfit, it might start looking a bit too costumey. For example, I usually wear this vintage blazer in autumn paired with modern pants. Karma Chameleon is asking, how do you identify quality pieces that will last? Of course, pay attention to all the stitches, buttons, zippers, make sure that everything is in place and everything is working. Pay careful attention to any very soft wood-based fabrics like bamboo, modal, because they usually peel real quickly, so they might be in a very bad condition. If you're considering buying something with chiffon or maybe some mesh, also check it carefully because these are very delicate fabrics and they often get splits. Leather or suede can be tricky. These materials often come with scratches or some kind of dry spots, and you can't wash leather, you can't really revive it. Pia Lupa is asking, where do you find good high-quality pieces? I actually have a list of my favorite online vintage shops on my blog, so check it out if you haven't yet. I will leave the link in the description. And also the best vintage and pre-loved clothing that I find, I collect and curate into ready-to-wear outfits that you can rent or buy at Wonder Wardrobe Rentals. Another item from my autumn wardrobe is this midi dress. I have it already for 5 years, and I think every year I try to find new ways to wear it. This jumpsuit is also vintage. The color makes me so happy. I wear it regularly in summer with some statement earrings or bags. My favorite thing is to buy vintage while traveling. I always find one very cute local vintage shop. And it's not like I always find something for myself. Not really, but I really appreciate the atmosphere that you can often find in local shops, where everything is so unusual, you want to see it, you want to touch it. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comments if you do the same. This blazer I got last year in one of those true vintage little shops in Munich, Germany. I wore it for New Year Eve, so it's more of a special occasion item. M. Young is asking, does sizing differ drastically from today's brands? Yes, sizing changed completely, so I don't think you even need to pay attention to that. When buying vintage online, you should ask for the garment measurements so you can compare it with items that fit you well from your wardrobe. And when buying vintage off the rack, you should just try it. If you like it visually, just try it. How to get the smell out if it's too delicate to wash properly? Yes, sometimes those beautiful vintage treasures come with a nasty smell, but you can get rid of it, and this is how I do it. Usually if it's just a little bit of smell, I would leave it on my balcony for a couple of days to try to air it. If the smell is still there, I would create a very secret little mix. I would mix water with a little bit of vodka, and then I will spray all over the item this mixture. And vodka is one of the best fabric refreshener, and it works so well. You should try it. As you can see, I love vintage fashion, and if I need to buy something, I look for vintage first, and only then, if I can't find anything, I would look for new made clothing from sustainable fashion brands. I don't know, I just find it more interesting to create and maintain my personal style with rare, unique designs rather than with clothing from mass market. But that's just me. Let me know in the comments what are your reasons for buying vintage. And if you know any cool online vintage shops, please let us know. I'm pretty sure that everyone else here will appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to share it with your friends. Press like so other people can also find it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.